Welcome back, guys, and today I'll be showing you how to go from 0 to 1,000,000 coins in EAFC. So if you're new around here and you need a team like mine, you are in the right place. And of course, guys, we're giving away 9 sets of FIFA points or copies of EAFC. All you've got to do is subscribe, send proof over on Instagram, and you'll be entered into the giveaway. And as usual, guys, if you want some coins in a bit of a quicker way, well, if you guys are fed up of coming against nicks like me and foot champs who use loans and OP cards from day one,
I'm getting really sick of you! Get out now!
Then you need to head over to MitchCactus.com, where not only can you buy the cheapest and most reliable FIFA coins on the EA market, you'll find over 10,000 reviews from people who have used the services and enjoyed them in the past. So make sure to head over to MitchCactus.com and use code RECALL for 5% off. Now, of course, guys, if you are looking to get 1,000,000 coins, you need to have a base of maybe 10 to 20k. And if you don't have that, check out yesterday's video where we looked at some sort of lower budget methods. Now, I will touch on a few on the lower end, but it's not always going to be low. So make sure to go make your coins in that video from yesterday and then come back here. Now, of course, you do want to be opening your preview packs every day, because sometimes, although this one wasn't great, sometimes they're going to have something decent in them. You might find a shadow or a hunter that makes them a little bit worth it. I mean, this one here had a fair few players. You've got 2.5k out of her. Actually, this one's probably worth buying. Obviously, I don't make an initial profit off it, but when you break all of this down, realistically, Hubley there, 500-600 coins, 600 coins from Barini, 3k from her, realistically. So we can get ourselves back about 6 or 7k from this pack by selling off the bits we need to. If we have a look at how much he's actually worth, yeah, it's about that. And then what I can do is go buy the next one. Now, this is only good if you've either got the coins too, or you make at least 6k off that first pack, because there's a chance that in this next pack you're going to get something better. So let's see what we've got. Doesn't look like we've really found anything great there, but there's always that potential. And it looks like she's sold instantly, so that means we've got our coins back there and we can get in some more coins. So with this one, we're starting today with a pretty simple filter. Argentina, Premier League, Man United. We've got Martinez and we've got Garnacho. Now, right now, Garnacho is on the cheaper end because he's not usable in any Evos, I don't believe. But when he is, he's going to shoot up. So that's when this filter is going to become absolute prime time. As it stands, though, it's a pretty good filter. You've got him sitting there at a K. That one there for 850 is going to be a steal. Oh, how have I messed that buy up? I don't know how I messed it up so many times, but EA tax on 1k is going to be 50 coins. So if you can get him for 850, you're making 100 coins a piece. If you get him for 800, it's 150 coins a piece. Obviously, at this budget, 100 coins per card is definitely not bad at all. You're making more than 10% than what you're spending back, so it's actually a win as far as I'm concerned. And obviously, this is one of them building block filters where you can use this to move on to bigger things. Now, if we head over to Playstyles Plus and Canada, we're going to find ourselves quite a few nice players. Now, you would think initially Davies, he's obviously on there, but he's a little bit more expensive. We then got the likes of Lawrence here, who's actually reasonably priced, as you can see, kind of that 15k mark. But if we set this to 10k, we should have a few underneath. So we've actually got Davies, which is remarkable. I thought he was way more than that, but he's actually unbelievable in game, so I don't know how he's so cheap. He still subs on for me occasionally, even though I have Bombasta and Hernandez untradeable. Now you can see here he's going for around that 7.6 7.5k mark. Looks about right, so 7.8 maybe. So looks like maybe 8k is the mark for him. So 8k for the sell on. EA tax on that is going to be 400 coins, which means if you go down to 7.2, you're going to be making 400 coins a card. So you can knock that down to 7.4 and you're still looking at a very decent profit. So if you get yourself a Lawrence for 3.9k, you're making about 10k. Unfortunately, we've missed the snipe as usual on the big ones like that. But, of course, we go again. We continue to spam those snipes because eventually you're going to get an absolute whale of a snipe there. Now, the next thing we are going to move on to, I know it's very swiftly, but we're going to look into a bit of a bigger budget. Now, the entry level for bigger budget is, of course, base heroes. An easy one you can do right now, which has quite a lot of heroes in, is Special Striker England Premier League. So that one gives you Nketiah and it gives you Crouch. So both of them on that bottom level at that kind of mark. You've got Watkins not miles off, but he is a little bit more expensive. And then of course you have the likes of Sterling who will come up with this as well. But for this filter as a base, it's really, really good. You've got a nice solid little base filter. And when you move up and you've got more coins, what you can do is move on to forward, team of the week, and you can get Nketiah out of there by going for a minimum of about 40k. And what you're going to be left with, obviously at 30, he's still going to pop up. What you're going to be left with, if you pop on England, I probably should have got England in there as well. You're going to be left with, of course, Watkins, you've got Sterling, and I do believe there is a third. It might just be Watkins and Sterling, but you, of course, have to price out Nketiah, otherwise it's not going to work. Now, moving swiftly on, we're going to head over to the Bundesliga and we're going to go over to Bayern. And here, we're going to be looking at their team of the weeks. Now, of course, there is a bit of a disparity in the pricing of these guys. Of course, you've got Koeman there at 183. You've got Kane there at 129. You have Goretzka, who's actually not miles off, as I thought he would be. But if we pop this to 100k, we can kind of see what they're really going for. So Kane is the lower end of it. So if you want to snipe on that lower end, we can have a look at around the 90k mark. Sniping Kane maybe if you can for 75, it looks like, maybe even 70, because he's really a lot less than I was expecting. You can also take the midfielder route with this. So if you go for midfielder, you've just got Goretzka and of course Koeman. Bringing that budget a little bit up, it means that you're going to make more coins per card. They're more expensive. There's a bit of a bigger opportunity for these. And of course, we can just do a little bit of compare price up here and we'll be looking at Koeman and Goretzka, who are more sellable, probably worth more being on them as a filter rather than the other options. Now, next up, we have a nice simple one. We're going to pop over to forward. We're going to go to Haaland's hometown. We are going to go for Norway, and we are going to go for a minimum of 10,250. Now, last year, if you set this to Premier League, what you're going to find is Scholzer and, of course, Haaland. Now, unfortunately, Scholzer is 30k. Haaland is still, I think, at the 100 mark right now. So realistically, they're not going to come up together right now. However, if we take off the Premier League and we just pop this to around 20k, we do have some contenders. So you've got Hergerberger, we've got Reiten, we've got Scholzer, and Hergerberger should be in there as well somewhere. But if we pop this down, we can find them at around 19,000 coins. So you've got a nice mark at around 20k, where you can make a decent bit off of these two. And then, of course, you've got the likes of Hergerberger and a few other players who will come in there as well, and they do sit at 25, so it's actually quite a good baseline that they are consistently going to be a good bit of profit for you. Now, I don't want to spend too much time on filters we've looked at before, but it's always good to take note of what are good ones in the running. So I don't know what happened there. The menus are just absolutely shit. But if you... Yep, the menus have gone to toss. So I'm going to have to just say these filters. The best one you want to do is Premier League, Brazil and keeper. Minimum 10,250, of course, Edison and Allison. And then, of course, you do have a few other options in Premier League keepers. If you just set minimum 10,250, goalkeeper and Prem, there's a nice few keepers there. And if you go for Man United, midfielder, minimum 10,250, you're also laughing in that kind of budget. Now, I am sorry that this is lagged out, and I'm sorry that I haven't had time to rejig it and change around the video. I have a boxing class in 14 minutes that I do need to be at. So I unfortunately cannot do that. I am praying that this video is long enough and good enough, and I hope you guys have still enjoyed. Make sure, of course, if you have, to subscribe as always. It's always appreciated. The support has been really good recently, even when FIFA views have really kind of lowered, so I appreciate that a lot. If you do want to get some coins, check out the sponsors. As usual, guys, if you need anything, drop me a message over on Instagram. I'll always be available. I'll see you guys tomorrow. So guys, they have released another ridiculous coin pack, and we're going to open this one with coins. I never do this, I've never done this before, and I want to see if you get a better pack with coins. We're going to answer that age-old question. I've not really had a good pack so far with these. I think we've got, I don't know who that is. What's it? Rolfo, and who on the other side? It's got to be a higher rated hero. Who's this? It's not quite what we wanted, but we'll take it. It's good fodder. We've got Medina, we've got Marquinhos, we've got Rolfo, we've got Cancelo. Over in the duplicates, we didn't get a lot. We unfortunately did get Davies. But you know what? For a pack we got with coins, I know Dudek isn't going to get in the squad, but we got a hero, so it's a win. We got a few walkouts there. I'll take it. Make sure to subscribe for a bit of luck like mine. If you guys want to get this pack or any of the others that I've opened on shorts, make sure to head over to mitchcactus.com with my code RECALL to get 5% off of the cheapest coins in EAFC.